Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 5th episode of Persona 5 the animation. So, in the last episode, we finally took down Kamoshida. He paid for his crimes, well, he confessed to them and all that. He's gonna take his punishment, of course. And that really was the main thing with last episode. I think we had some little things here and there, like, I believe we had some shopping at the gun store, some, oh, we met a really cute girl at the cafe, so yeah, look forward to seeing more of that. Clearly, one of our social links, I'm sure. So, that's something to hopefully get more into. I am curious how much of the social link stuff this will get into, really, because I know that was a big thing in Persona games. You would have people who have their own individual story that you can go down. That's completely optional. I am curious whether or not they will be incorporated into this, or if they'll just be main story stuff. I don't think we've gotten any social link stuff, really. I mean, aside from, of course, the obvious stuff like, Ryuji and Anne, of course, we'll probably do some of their social link stuff because they're just kind of, they're close friends. They're not some random guy in town that you just kind of come across and help with his issues, so that's a little bit different. So I am curious about that. Also, we've also completed our very first dungeon here, the Kamoshida's Castle, so yeah, hopefully we'll get into the next dungeon soon enough. I don't know how long that will take, really, but hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later, so let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, play. Hmm. Yeah. I don't really like you. But clearly he's famous. I think we've seen him before, that I remember. Akechi. Oh yeah, wait, did we see him at the very end of the last episode? Like looking at the Phantom Thieves. Yeah, that's probably just a rumor. Yeah. Oh, and you have a little bit of something on your thing. I guess this is his first time hearing about them. Well, they've only had one operation, so I'm sure outside of school they probably aren't really well known yet. But I'm sure that will change. Of course, now it comes down to who's their next target. Because this target they chose because he was directly hurting them and the people that they know personally. But, they can't really keep going after people at the school, otherwise it kind of makes it obvious that the Phantom Thieves go to the school and they can get caught. Oh, we know that they do a casino at some point, so we do know that because of the very beginning. So once we see a casino, we know we're close to catching up to that. But I'm sure there'll be some stuff between those. I forgot how good this opening was. Skull, Panther, the other Phantom Thieves we don't have yet. But we will. So yes, I'm curious what the next target will be. Oh, they're really gonna try to sell this. Will they take it? I mean, it does look sketchy, so he probably will. So, are you gonna give us money for it or not, old man? Oh, nice, okay. Dinner's on me, guys. Man, they did go somewhere fancy, didn't they? And they even brought Morgana. Oh, wow. I, I shouldn't have watched this while I was hungry. I realize my mistake now. Good God, man. It can't be that high class of a place if they brought the cat. Did I just blow all the money on this? That's not the best animated chocolate fountains I've ever seen, but yeah, it just looks like Jello the way it jiggles. Yeah, they're gonna get yelled at if you keep coming out, Morgana. Yeah, so basically all of the money. Yes, you are. Denial's only the first step to acceptance. I mean, it makes sense. That's what he admired most about himself. What he, where he thought his value lied. Representation of that value. Oh yeah, I left my water in the freezer. You know, we couldn't sell the crown. But, you know, I guess that's just as valuable. Yeah, it's just evidence after all. Yeah, so it's gross. You wouldn't want to keep it anyway. I'd say so, but you have to blow all the money at once. It does look like a really nice place. I like how they get selling these sofas and stuff. Yes. It was so satisfying to watch. That's good. I'm really glad she didn't die. Oh, is it a limited time sort of thing? Then yeah, you better start moving. If it's a buffet, then I guess that makes sense. Well, of course, you're gonna eat too much when you get this kind of privilege of this kind of treat. Eating at a nice place. You always eat too much. He looks like a nice guy. No, he doesn't. I was being sarcastic. Rude. Is he gonna be the next target, I assume? He definitely seems sketchy, like, no doubt about that. Not to interrupt or anything, but you're being very rude to us. Not that you care, of course, but... Well, they apparently have always let assholes in, so... You know, evident by your being here. Should go catch up with him and punch him in the face. That'll solve the problem. Rude, oh. Well, and you should probably make up for that by licking that off. That is not what happened, you idiot. They're not gonna listen. Yeah, how dare she come here? She thinks she can just come here because she has the money to? Uh, old privileged people for you these days is more like it. You know, I just feel a little bit down because I'm getting talked down to by random people that don't know me. Yeah, it was a similar situation on both fronts. Yeah, I assure you that it is. Clearly involved with politics. Talking to, Sai, I think. Nijima Sai. She looks so tall in that shot. Will you? Well, I don't know. Yeah, so not everyone. Otherwise, we could do this to literally anyone. Well, I'm sure there's more palaces out there. Like the guy that you met earlier. I'm sure he has a palace. I'd be shocked if he didn't. He might even be the casino one, actually. Maybe they're setting him up for being later on. Yeah. So pretty much this is where they have to really decide what they're gonna do. Either this was a one-time thing or they're going to, become an official justice fighting organization. And because, it's obvious what they're gonna do. Yeah, come on, Ren. You know you want to do this. You want to help more people. Yes. Don't ever call me that again. Yeah, and I'm sure we'll have many more people to join us along the way. Well, just know that the more famous you get, the more you'll be targeted by bad people and by law enforcement both, really. I don't know how the law enforcement would actually figure out who you are, though. Oh, wow. Jack Frost, nice. I want one, actually. I do want a Jack Frost. Of course. No doubt about that. The one that talks the least has to be the leader, the protagonist. No, we're not calling ourselves Pink Diamonds. Uh, Yuri Phantoms. Oh, that's fine. It's kind of minimalist, but, I can get behind that. 2D, the best class. Yep, it's official, and I guess I take my cat to school. Shush, Morgana. I don't need Kawakami on my case. I just I just transport the cat everywhere. What do you want, Mishima? I don't have time for you, Mishima. He's not wrong, but he has a lot of faith in them. I guess we have a fan site. And man, are you short? Of course not. Why would you think otherwise? You know what? Knock yourself out. I guess from his perspective, it would be pretty obvious that I was involved with the Phantom Thieves. Yeah, that principle. Yeah, I bet that's all you care about. I'm asking because I thought you would and could do it. Oh no, she sees the Phantom Thieves. That wordplay. My god, Anna's touching me. Yeah, probably not a lot though. So far, we're not really that well known. Like, it really should be only the people at our high school that are actually on this fan site. Sounds reasonable. That sounds pretty bad. I think there was one more thing. kind of keyword is that? Apparently it did something. It got a hit. Did we actually go anywhere? It doesn't look that different. Okay, this place looks pretty menacing. Yeah, so... yeah, we clearly went, but, a weird-looking palace. I mean, I'm sure they all look very different, but... okay, then it means it's nobody's palace. So only extreme cases. So do they all have like a mini palace here? Or like, yeah, that's a better way to put it. One giant palace that I guess everyone just lives in. A very large apartment, basically. I wouldn't want to come down here. No, Ryuji wouldn't. But you are an idiot, Ryuji. That's kind of a fact. So basically, for minor things, we come here. Into what? A person? Are we gonna see what you look like in human form? Or not? Or it just becomes a car. I I assume that's more of a Japan thing, but you know what? I'll just roll with it. No pun intended. Yeah, because you're totally making more noise than the vehicle is. I just love how they're whispering as the vehicle just scrapes across, making tons of noise. Just, wow. Hashtag pointless. Oh, he was easy to find. He was the stalker. I don't think that's how it works. I assume he won't be very tough if he's like, if he doesn't even have his own palace. I assume he's not that powerful. Who? Don't try to change the subject. You're the bad guy here. But I guess a name will come into play later. But still, you shouldn't shift the blame like this. Good God. Ugh. He doesn't look that tough. Are you just gonna beat it that easily? I guess so. You've good riddance. That was really quick. Holy shit! I expected at least like a minute. We didn't really get much after either. At least get some good treasure. I don't expect it to be like an Olympic medal, but something we can sell for some money. So this is gonna be this is a big place, isn't it? I guess it would have to be to have everyone in it, but well, yeah, if it's just unlocked, it must have. I mean, we can't be that famous from that. Like I said, only really the high school should know about that, because the principal's gonna want to keep it under wraps as best he can. You're as much help as always, Morgana. But you're not a cat. That's what you do know, right? Yeah, I'm a little bit sick of the whole amnesia plot point, to be honest, but... how confident are you that you're actually a human? Because I know the Persona 4 mascot, I think, kind of became a human at some point, didn't he? Or something? I don't remember Persona 4 that well, honestly. The bigwigs. Like that douchebag we saw earlier. Or Madarame, I guess, whoever that is. Actually, is that the same guy? I mean, I don't even know his name, so that could be his name. That makes sense. Oh, that's a girl from before. Guess we are gonna go check up on her. My wife beats me. I didn't want to have to say this, but that's... But yeah, she is really cute. Like love interest level of cute. I bet you get courage in the game for doing that with her. Of course not. Wouldn't expect that. Yeah, if you're lazy, starving to death is your punishment. Oh wow, they just showed up here. Is it a regular hangout spot? I guess that would explain how they know each other, but still surprising. At least that's one question answered. Have we? I'm trying to think. Have we? Yeah, I don't trust Akechi in the slightest. I'll be honest, Akechi kind of strikes me as plot twist final boss type character. There's no Persona 4 had a plot twist villain. Although this is different than Persona 4 in the sense that we have like individual bad guys instead of like one person that's throwing a bunch of people into a TV. We have Kamoshida, and then we'll have other people in charge of their own palaces. So it's a little bit different in that regard, but maybe there won't be. I mean, there's got to be some kind of big bad final boss, right? So I'm trying to think about how that would work. I mean, yeah, we have the psychotic breakdowns, right? So somebody has to be behind that. So I guess that would be the final boss. Akechi probably has the app as well. He's been probably using it for evil, whereas they use it for good. That's probably the dynamic we're going for here. Because we know you can kill people using this thing if you want to, but they decided not to. They decided to just kind of change their heart by talking to them. But you could use this to just destroy people, which I can see somebody doing like intentionally. Oh wow, one whole person, awesome. Oh right, yeah, I guess at least she would be grateful. Yeah, you're totally not a phantom thief, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. He really does. Like, it's kind of surprising. He didn't seem like this before. I guess he just was repressed in himself because of Kamoshida. Oh, not another stalker. I wouldn't put it past Akechi to be a stalker. I wouldn't say he's, not sharp. He just seems kind of slimy. Like putting up a front kind of character. Yeah, I thought the episode was gonna end, but apparently no. We're just gonna keep going. You leave Anne alone, stalker. Yeah. You're not a catchy. So that was the 5th episode of Persona 5, the animation. A pretty solid episode, considering we haven't really gotten any new palace yet. Although we did get Mementos, so we do have, like, a new area, I guess. It's just, like, everyone lives there, pretty much. So, basically, I guess the system here is that everyone can be there, but once their desires get distorted enough, they branch off and get to their own palace, like, kind of like a fork, I guess, forking out, so that's interesting. But I guess all the minor stuff, like, would just be taken care of here. And we did one thing here. I assume there'll be more. And one thing I'm interested in exactly, I assume this has a bottom. I assume Mementos has a bottom. I am curious what we'll see then. Like, does Mementos have a final boss? Does like the game's final boss in Mementos itself? That would be interesting. It would make sense, I guess, because it would be a place that we've been familiar with since the beginning of the game, and yet we make more and more progress. So I can kind of see that probably being like an end game sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly how that would work though, because if somebody was bad enough to be a final boss, wouldn't they have their own palace? So yeah, I actually became less confident in my theory just now. But anyway, the Phantom Thieves did sell off the medal they got from Kamoshida, the manifestation of his disordered desires. They got, I think it was 3,000 yen for it. I want to say no, it was 30,000. Yeah, it was 30,000 yen. I bet an order of magnitude off there. But basically, they decided they sold it at this one guy, the sketchy guy, and they went out to eat. A really nice place for it, celebrate basically. However, unfortunately, they're not really welcome in this sort of environment because of all the pompous people around, which is to be expected, really. And kind of had to deal with that, which is really unfortunate. And then you had Ryuji and Ren that kind of got bumped into by the one asshole in his group that seems to be like a bad guy to me. I think that's safe to say, and he's involved in politics in some capacity. We saw him on TV a bit there, and obviously discussing politics both at the restaurant and on TV. So yeah, I'm kind of have two theories right now. Either he's the Madarame we heard of in Mementos, and we'll deal with him later. And he's possibly the casino guy as well. Like that could be, he could be the ruler of the casino palace. He does kind of strike me like that. That's one possibility. Or we're setting him up like later on to be the final boss. Maybe not the final boss, like the later on casino boss. Because I think the casino is going to be ways away. Like that's like right before they got captured, so that probably will be a ways away. So Madarama is probably someone else. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. Like more so than that, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there as another possibility. Yeah, I'm sure he's a bad guy. There's one thing I'm positive on, it's he's a bad guy and he'll be dealt with at some point. I'm basically positive on that much. Now, Mishima's been around since the beginning, pretty much. He kind of was under Kamoshida's thumb. He was a volleyball team member that was not very good. Now, he wasn't a starter or anything, and Kamoshida basically made him his little minion, basically made him do everything, beat him when he was, mad or whatever. And as a result, he was very reserved, he came across as. So I guess it makes some sense that he's a bit more outgoing, a bit more pushy now that Kamoshida is no longer a threat. So I guess we're basically seeing his true personality, I think, is what the difference is here. And they commented on as much. And I guess he decided his way of contributing would be to make a fan site. PHAN fan site. Just, wow. But yeah, he clearly knows that Ren is a member of the Phantom Thieves because, well, they had more reason than anyone else to be able to be taking down Kamoshida. So from Mishima's perspective, I can understand how we could easily put two to two together there. Of course, Ren's not going to straight up admit it to him because gotta kind of keep this a secret if we don't want to be, in deep trouble. Because the more famous we get, the more the big bad guys will worry about us coming for them, and they'll want to come for us first. And I'm sure the police will probably get involved at some point as well because they don't really appreciate vigilante justice. Usually, like Batman is a good example of that. The only good thing about them is that their way of dealing with this stuff is supernatural, so they'd be harder to figure out. Unfortunately, they kind of have a reputation of being the ones that battled it out with Kamoshida, so the police can trace this back to their first encounter, and they'll go like, okay, who had a problem with Kamoshida? Oh, this group here of suspicious people. You should totally question them about it. So I feel like they could be in some trouble there, but like I said, they can't really prove a method though unless they get their hands on the app, I guess, which I guess that's not impossible, but that right now that is their biggest defense, is the fact that they use supernatural means, and the police will have difficulty figuring that out. However, if my theory about Akechi already having the app and being a bad guy, taking down people, like he could possibly be doing his own vigilante justice, except straight up killing people. I think that might be the case of what's going on with Akechi now. And if he cooperates with the police and lets them know about the app, then that really would be the end for the Phantom Thieves. So there is a way they can be taken down. So hopefully that doesn't end up happening though. But yeah, basically right now we're just setting up to get our next dungeon. Madarame, whether or not he's the dude with the little goatee thing, whether or not he's him or not, I'm sure Madarame will be our next target. So we haven't met him. If he's not the other guy, we haven't met him yet. So we do need to meet him eventually, figure out exactly what he's done that's wrong. Because so far we don't know anything about what he's done wrong. We just know that at least one person has an issue with him. But they wouldn't name drop him like that if he wasn't important. So we will learn more about him going forward. Now, another problem we have is the fact that the principal also is after the Phantom Thieves. He wants to know what's up with this, so he has recruited the female student, the very diligent seeming female student, probably student council president. That's usually how this goes. I don't know, but basically he's having her investigate this. And the fact that he doesn't think of that calling card as a prank at all, that tells me that he is involved in some capacity in some kind of big old conspiracy, I think. At least that's kind of the impression I get because of that. Now, in the ED for the anime is like, you know, all the Phantom Thieves just walking, so we already kind of know that that girl will become a Phantom Thief at some point. So she probably investigates them and figures out who it is, and then they're like, no, I know what we do is a little bit weird, but we're saving people, we're helping people. Don't you want to be a part of that and help people too? You know what? That does sound pretty good. I think I will join you. We'll probably get some sort of scene like that and she'll jump on board. But for now, she's investigating them, so, you know, we have that to worry about. Also, Akechi, like I mentioned before, who I don't trust in the slightest. We got to see him a bit here and there. He's some kind of big old detective, you know, the Naruto of this anime, I guess. So yeah, he's right now. I consider him to be the biggest threat to the Phantom Thieves right now. I think that's safe to say, even though we still need to learn a lot more about him. I actually went back real quick to make sure, and yeah, he's not Madarame. They gave his name. It's Masayoshi Shido. So. No, Madarame is probably somebody different, but either way, Madarame will be the next boss we take down. I'm basically positive on that. But I'm sure we'll get this guy eventually. I'm still leaning on him being the casino, like the casino being the palace. I'm still fairly confident on that. He looks like a casino, you know, leader. So I'm not gonna back down on that just yet. But he's not Madarame, which does make me wonder what the next palace will be. Last time we had a castle, and next one. Because there's obviously a big variety to them if one of them's a casino, so you know what, there's no point speculating. I don't even know who Madarame is, so I can't even venture a guess what the next one would be. But it would obviously relate to his distorted desire in some way. The last thing I want to mention is that the episode ended off with Stalker of Anne. Basically, we actually get to see what he looked like, and this one's a bit more of a stretch than the other one, but I think he's also the one of the phantoms in the ED for them walking. Like, I checked back to see if it looked like him, and it looks a little bit like him. Like, it's harder to tell than it is with the girl, but I do think that's him, really. And it would make sense because he obviously showed up, he's showing up pretty early, and he's about their age, so, you know. It makes sense for him to join on board with the Phantom Thieves. So, yeah, apparently he's stalking her because he knows they're Phantom Thieves and wants to join, maybe? Probably not. That probably will be a little bit later down the line, but... He obviously has interest in Anne in some way, and it can't be for some just generic pervert reason if he's gonna turn out to be a phantom. So there's probably a bit of a deeper reason, probably a bit of a misunderstanding here in regards to that. So I don't think he's Madarame. I think that might be a bit of a stretch. So yeah, I am curious about what his deal is. So something we'll get into next episode though. So I'll find out then. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.